Don't hold in a sneeze. Don't hold in a sneeze. I tell you this because I held in a sneeze on Tuesday while walking around Target. And in doing so, I dislocated all my ribs. All of them. How did I know this? I'll get there. Tuesday, um, I had to leave the house, which you know how much I love that. But I had to take 15 to his um, annual standardized testing. So I drove him there. And then later I had to take daughter to an appointment. And then I had to go pick up 15. Oh, let me back up. I took him to his thing. I went to Target because I had to pick up meds, but the pharmacy wasn't open yet. And I walked around a little bit. And while I was in the one of the one of the sections, can I tell you, I don't go out very often, but one of the things that drives me crazy, and it's not their fault, is when stores rearrange things. So I was very confused. It's not their fault. This is what I get for not going out. Anyway, so I am in the basically like their produce section, and behind me is like coffee creamers and milk and stuff. And I really had to sneeze, but there were people around me, and I was trying to hold it in long enough to get tissue out of my purse. But I was struggling, and I ended up holding it. And then by the time I got the tissue out, it was like over, right? And I get my meds, I go back to the car, I go home, and I'm starting to feel bad. And I'm thinking maybe I have chronic pain. So I'm thinking maybe I was out too long. But that doesn't make sense because I walk through Costco once a month when we go to Tucson, and I don't hurt like this. Like I hurt, but this is a different hurt. Like my lower back hurts because I have degenerative disc disease, but this hurts different. It hurts in the upper half of my torso, and I can't figure out why. So later in the day, I've got to take daughter to her appointment. I have to pick up 15 from his testing, and the pain is just getting worse, and I can't figure out what's going on. It hurts. It really hurts. It feels like I can't take in deep breaths. You can't see me because under my breast, that part of my ribs, it hurt. It hurt to breathe. It just hurt like I was in that level of pain where you just want to vomit, right? And Peter comes home, and we medicate me, and the medication is barely taking an edge off of it. It's enough so I can get a few hours of sleep, like 4 hours of sleep at a time. But it's like disruptive sleep because I hurt. I really, really hurt. And he tells me I really need to go to the chiropractor. The chiropractor's closed on Tuesdays. Though thinking back on it, had I called the chiropractor because we're friends with him and his wife, he probably would have come in to help me. But I was in pain and I wasn't thinking straight. So we get me thoroughly medicated again, and then daughter takes me to the chiropractor on yesterday morning, and I tell him what happens and what happened. Well, I don't know what happened. I just don't know. I don't know why I hurt. And he's like, he does the first thing because he knows that I have my back hurts, my lower back always hurts. So he starts there and he's like, he touches my upper back. He's like, I think it's your ribs. And I was like, well, yeah, I think it could be my ribs. And he laughs because, that's his thing, right? So I roll over on my back and he goes and he adjusts my ribs. And the loudest cracks, pops I have ever had, and I felt it. My entire rib cage snapped into place, and it hurt so much I cried. Um, and then he did the other thing he does to realign my ribs, and there was more popping, and then he did the other side, and there was more, and I cried some more, and thankfully there weren't very very many people there, and Um, I was like, I don't know what happened. I walked around, but I walked more and it shouldn't have been this bad. And I was like, what could have caused this? And he's like, seriously, you know, breathing, seriously, breathing like too hard or too fast could do it. Sneezing can do it. And I thought back to, he's like, holding in a sneeze. And I thought back to when I was at Target and I was like, that's when the pain started. I bet that's what it was. So he's like, you're going to hurt for a while because everything's back in place and it's going to ache. And it did. It still hurts. I was stayed pretty much medicated in bed till this morning when I needed to get up because my hips were like, we can't do this anymore. Um, and so I am upright and I'm achy, but achy is better than feeling like I'm gonna die because I felt like I couldn't breathe. And the kids and Peter kept messaging Mike that if my pain got worse yesterday, to let him know he would come home, take me to the ER, in case it was something other than my ribs. And thankfully, it wasn't. It didn't get worse because we're always worried when I start feeling really bad because of me almost dying in 2017. So, and that's a whole other story if you don't know it. But yeah, so lesson, don't hold in sneezes. Let it out. I should have just sneezed into my, um, what is it called? Fascia. Fascia? Into my elbow or into my shirt to keep it from, getting on other people. And then just clean that up with the tissue. And then this would have not happened. So don't hold in your sneeze. That is your internet mom message of the day. Yeah. Yay.